This Sunday morning we start off with Bible study, and we are in 1 Samuel chapter 2. That chapter starts off with a section of poetry as Hannah sings a song of praise to God. And so I'd really like you to go and read that. We don't deal with poetry very often, and so I'd like you to go and have a look at it and see what you can see in there and just see how beautiful it is to read it as a section. Look for the nice things she says and the great things she says about God. Then after that little poetry section is done, the chapter moves into one of the big themes of the book, and that is the difficulty of passing faith along. We're going to get a comparison between Eli, the priest's family, and Samuel's family. And the contrast is great, and the comparison is not. One family is doing well and the other is not. And that's one of the things we'll find in this book, that the challenge of passing faith on either to children or to others is just maybe more difficult than we seem to think it is. It needs some effort. It needs some focus. And so Sunday we will give that some focus in Bible study. Please read ahead, 1 Samuel chapter 2. Our sermon is going to be focused on the idea of worship. As we continue through our Moments with Jesus series, we are going to look in Luke chapter 13 at a moment where he's at worship. And it's interesting to me that for all the talk we've done about how to worship, and that has been a big topic for us, I don't remember a lot about why we worship, or what worship is supposed to do for us, or how worship is supposed to affect us. But this passage in Luke 13 this week will answer some of those questions, or at least address some of those questions. It'll make us think about those sorts of things, and it will point to some things that worship ought to be bringing about in us. And again, we can use this as a mirror to see how we're doing, and we can use it as a guide map to direct us about where we should be going in the future. The sermon is called A Spirit of Worship. It doesn't look like it's going to snow this weekend. That's the good news after 2 or 3 weekends of blizzards and other things going on. There's no reason for us not to be together. If you're able to, I really hope you can come and show up in fellowship. Worship is always better when we're together. See you then.